Hey guys, Lucid, and we are back with Champions Arena. So I wasn't going to cover expansion, as I probably mentioned, but we're going to. So we're going to sit here and look through it. We'll do it super quick though. So, and again, the rules: you're not allowed to attack enemies during this because that's not what the game is about. However, being able to expand well, collecting a bunch of resources so you can put up lots of forts and research and get gems and make better gear will help you win the arena. But you can't attack anybody's land once it has a flag on it unless it's in your cap circle. That's just to prevent people from locking you in. So we'll start with Relay. They are attacking in here with the Void Lord, who's a big, thick boy. And he waggles his arms and kills a bunch of these dudes. He's got profuse bleeding, but life drain helps a lot with that, because it'll keep you from getting fatigued out. The Great Rooster has left his base and is rolling out. Does he have gear? No. I can't remember if he expanded last turn. It's been a hot second since I recorded. But he does come with some pretty decent gear. Yeah, he's pretty good. So he expands over here. Well, let's finish Relay. They expand over here. Almost lose. Almost lose. Lobo Guard, not very good at fighting indies. Normally, if you use Lobo Guard for expansion, you want them backed up by a lot of Illithids or something. They're good for, like... And they're not going to run, right? So here they would have routed if they were a normal troop. But normally they need some kind of support in the back. Also, I think it's probably better with Relay to profit your scout, not this dude. This guy was smiting. He's pretty useful just as a mind blaster, too. And your scout's not very useful. But anyway. Small little squid things. Macon expands over this way with some very... This is a big army, but I would probably put these guys up front, too. Oh, this would probably be fine. And exchange javelin volleys. Oh, this guy's on attack rear. I don't really know about that. It's gonna work. Oh, see, these guys got routed. I think you want these guys taking more of the damage. That's kind of their job. And these guys' job is to throw javelins. Either way, though, they expanded fine, got 2 provinces, so looking pretty good for them. Yomi, who had a Dione here last turn, it looks like he has moved his Dione this way, and it looks like he has bumped Macon. And to refresh ourselves on the Bless, and this is going to be quite relevant for the actual arena when that starts. We've got a Fate-Weaving, attack, shock resistance, poison resistance, quickness, and larger Bless. A very angry and scary Dione. This guy is extremely choppy. And then we have a battle with Macon, where Macon moves in. This is, yeah, I mean, okay, this is his profit. Heroic battle prowess. This guy is no slouch. However, neither is this dude. And, yeah, he doesn't have regen, but he very well might not need it. Oh, he's already feared these guys. Sorry, I kind of sped through this, but... yeah. Dione are pretty good at winning bumps a lot of the times. There's some, especially with a build like this. So, looking okay for Yomi. They were a little slow out of the gate, but winning this bump against Macon is going to certainly ensure this border. I mean, well, there's not much left to get of it, but anyway, it's good for them. Very good for them. Kooni over here. I don't see any... Okay, here's another Dione who will probably be expanding this coming turn. Okay, anyway, we didn't do... I want to finish the row, or the column. We did not yet do Yotenheim. So, Yotenheim takes this with pretty minimal losses. He's got a Gaija out already sight-searching, which is great. And took this reasonably efficiently. And yeah, no other Jotun parties out. He's got another bunch of Wolf Riders hanging out over here, so... Yeah, Inn's just expanding pretty great. And that's that whole column. Satis, the Raiders, this is a Merc squad. So Satis has just been cleaning up on the Merc game. And they have Atlantis running ashore over here. Their god running around. Oh, runs him into Barbs. Now, the god does have really high protection. And it is high enough... Oh, it has personal regen. Yeah, okay. It is high enough that Barbs are going to be doing chip damage. Because a lot of times Barbs hit for like 20-something, low 20s. They are still going to do chip damage through this, but not a ton. And certainly enough that regen could keep up. Yeah, he probably would have been able to take it without regen, but might have gotten afflicted. Oh, he had flying shield too. Okay, yeah, he was very safe. So that's Satis. We've done Yomi. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Pelagia expands with some Knights of the Deep. Yes, who I feel very bad about. They should have let me know. They didn't get their own water start. They, I guess if he didn't know it was Grid Nuke, he wouldn't have known to let me know. But they're not even trying to expand now. That's not very good. I know they staled one of these turns. It might be this one. But ultimately, failing to expand even isn't that big of a deal in this mode. I think you still want stuff because you need to research, but they are going to get boxed in pretty soon. So they need to go ahead and get their land. However, with, pretty bare minimum amount of stuff, Yis can do pretty good things in the arena. So that's Yis, and the Kraken is right here. It looks like he's thinking about whether to go on land. The Kraken, I think this is the strong Kraken, and I believe Atlantis has the weaker Kraken, who may have died already, if memory serves. But yeah, the strong Kraken with a little bit of research will be able to expand out of land a lot faster. Because, he'll be able to get regen and things like that. So, that is that. Over here in Erland, where they have the Moloch, there's some pretty good expansion going on. He took 3 provinces this turn? No, 4. Wow. Must be number 1. That is just phenomenal expansion. Yeah, dude, they are crushing it super hard. Crushing it. Yeah, so they're looking real good. Real good so far. Coming up, we have Ubar. Let's see how he's scripting this, because this is a kind of interesting mix. It's got some Jin and some of these guys. I'm guessing these guys draw everybody forward and the Jin take the people out in the back. Yeah. Okay, and just as the people close, they've managed to rout the commanders. It's actually pretty clean. It was 1 archer. Pretty well done. Okay, pinging that. We have all Jin expansion over here. You can use these guys to lead them. They're a little slow, though. It's really nice having a Jin commander lead them, just so they can jump around the map more. But the Jin commander are really expensive. Man, Satis is way over here. We didn't even see some of this of Satis's. Yeah, dude. Satis is like boxing these guys into their cap circle. Okay. So I think that's it for Ubar. Coming up, we have Kalem, who's expanded again with this Eagle King. This is his Prophet Eagle King, if I recall. Yeah. Does he? I forget. Does he have shock resistance bless? Yeah, shock 10 with the base high air path, and I think the base shock Kalem gets, that's 27. With that bless, you don't actually need any shock resistance to do shockwave. I think if you're Kalem, you really do rush Evo 2. It makes these guys expand a lot better. Some more Eagle Kings in the cap. Yeah, he's doing Eagle King only expansion, which again, Thug only expansion in this game mode is really nice because it lets you farm heroic traits, which can be really helpful. So that is that row or column. Hinnom over here expands over this way just fine. Pings this to see how many heavy cav are over here. And yeah, that's it for Hinnom. Coming up, we have Niflheim. Niflheim, this was pretty ballsy. I don't think this works. Let's see. I mean, the good thing is these guys are thick enough to eat a lance charge. The bad thing is that they don't have great attack density. They're kind of just humans that hit really hard in terms, like they don't have great attack stats. Yeah. There's a world where that would have worked, but I don't think it's a likely world. Okay. You know, they did miss their javelins and stuff too. That would have helped a lot. So, okay. That is Niflheim. They're expanding okay. They haven't gone any south. I don't know. They're probably on the smaller end. I don't know if they're the smallest, but where's Niflheim? No, they're in the middle of the pack. They're fine. And then we have Helheim expanding with Hell Herdings. He gets attacked by villains and loses. He hit his god out sight searching. But his god retreats. Ooh, that's rough. Takes this, though. But the god's alive, so he's okay. So he's fine. You know, he lost the province. But he's taken 2 more, and his god's right here. And villains are really easy to take. He'll be able to clean this up with just the smallest crew from his cap. And Arko, no sign of a god yet. And not much expansion happening, which is weird, because Early Age Arko is probably one of the best expanding nations in the game. So maybe they don't know about the Horsies, but even without a bless, the Horsies should expand real well. So anyway, that's this whole column. And I believe that takes us back to where we started. So we'll go ahead and go to the next turn. As we speed through all of these expansions. Turn 7. Niflheim has a new prophet. The Hell Herding slam into some... Well, let's do this in some kind of order. So, the Great Archon runs south. I think he could have potentially bumped the Void Lord, but the Void Lord went back in the water. I guess not wanting to risk a bump with the Archon. Now, the Archon does have this. Oh, which has 2 attacks. Yeah, that would probably fuck up the Void Lord. And 2 snake attacks. Yeah, I think he would win. Oh, dude. He went curse. He was thinking he would bump the Void Lord. Sneaky. Far strike. He was going to hit him as he was running in. All right. That is pretty clever. He was definitely prepared for the bump here, and the Void Lord was like, no, thank you. And probably a good thing. Because I think the Great Archon would have won that. So, Macon expanding over this way. Yeah. Okay, so that's that column. Did Relay expand anywhere else? No. And continuing to expand real well, Oh, they expanded from here. And yeah, End is probably second or third. He's in the top pack. Yeah, he's in like 3rd place. Though there might be a couple people ahead of him. It's hard to see who's all in those lines. But yeah, End is expanding real well. I say that. I think this was I think he pinged this the turn before. This is a Throne Province, guys. This is Soul Slay, probably, is my guess, is what this mage's going to do, though they could do Elementals. And this guy's going to spam out a tremendous amount of Long Dead. And a few Elementals, maybe, too. Okay, it's doing Mind Burn instead of Soul Slay. But that's going to be... Mind Burn's damn near kill humans, so... Yeah, that wasn't even close. This was a throne, right? Man, I think that was extremely greedy. And stuff is good, and they can pack a lot of a fight, but I mean, just taking them into 90 troops is risky. Forget the fact there were actually good wizards there. That was very risky. I don't think there's a world in which this works. I think there's like a 0% chance that ever works. Okay. Yotenheim expanding with the Wolf Riders. Let's see how they do this. I'm always a little intrigued every time I see Wolf Rider expansion. So he's got some Jotuns up front, and then these Wolf Riders are going to hit the flank. And they do a pretty good job. Yeah, it's pretty clean. I mean, it's a pretty big army, but I think that was the only expansion for Yotenheim here. We have Satis getting in real close. This was the last turn with the Mercs. And Satis has been bullied out of the Merc market. They had all of them before, and now End and have stepped in. So yeah, and we've talked about Macon. Over here with Yomi, we have this Dione heading out north again, and he's going to take that without any contest. There was a Dione over here. He has moved back, presumably to try to hit these Barbs. Barbs will fuck up Dione. This is like the one thing that you really don't want to send your Dione to. That and lizards. And he's got a lot of these provinces, and heavy cav too, actually. The heavy cav they can handle because they can do skeletal body, and then with enough protection they can usually handle a lance charge if there's not too many heavy cav. But until they get iron skin, they really, really, really don't want to fight these Barbs. They'll be getting close to iron skin though. But anyway, that's that. Coming south, Pelagia going pretty aggressively in towards Relay over here. And it's very likely we'll get to see a bump next turn, unless Relay has a scout here, in which case they may choose to go on land instead. I think this army... I think it will beat Lobo Guard. On one hand, the Lobo Guard won't run, but on the other hand, you know, these guys are significantly better troops. Yis riding out. I want to remind myself again the Yis Bless. Probably a little better to do hold an attack here, but he still gets most of them blessed. Defense 1, poison resistance, undying. This almost certainly is some badass god that's waking up. Which is interesting, because I would think with Yis, you would probably take like a bajillion defense and stack defense with the Morvarks. I mean, with the Morgan Princesses or whatever, and just kind of roll that way. But anyway, yes, getting really screwed by the map, and it's honestly my mistake. So every time we are doing a yes turn, I'm going to apologize for it until the arena starts. Atlantis expanding. They tried this one. It looks like they failed. Yeah. These deep ones are real nice chaff, but they don't have any armor. They're very killy, but you want like a really big numbers advantage, and yeah, even then... Yeah, I don't know. And Atlantis has such good troop options for expanding. I think those guys are just like... I don't know. I don't really know Atlantis very well, but I feel like you probably want to use the other dudes. They just have too low armor. And the problem is with no armor underwater, every time you get hit, you take poison damage. Anyway. Croc Dog... rolling out, devouring a pyromancer. Yeah, and failed an expansion here, disrespecting Lavaborn. Lavaborn are very scary. They're one of the harder indies to take, and it kind of sucks because you get they're like cavemen, not only because they have dark vision and live in caves, but also because when you get them, you're like, oh my god, it was such a hard indie type, I should get them, recruit them. And you can't recruit them. They're 30 gold. That actually makes sense. They're very expensive compared to like what Abyssia would pay for them. But the problem is like when you do PD dumps and stuff here, you get like almost none of them. It's a little ridiculous. Anyway. Failed an expansion here. And yeah, anyway, it looks like they're slowing up on expansion a little bit. Their mercs are gone. They're not speeding through anymore. They're getting mostly falchineers. But expansion's starting to wind down. People want to be careful how much they spend on troops. They want to spend most of their money on forts and mages in this game mode. So that's that. Coming over to Ubar, we've got more Jin expansion, again using the human Sahirs. And going over this way, this is, he's expanding right up close to Ubar, to Arko. This was Satis's failed expansion. So Satis had 2 failed expansions this turn. Yeah. There's nothing... I think this is still the best move for them. You don't... because people can't attack you, there's no incentive to keeping an army alive, so I think you just roll the dice and try to take something. And there's nothing around here that would have been easier for them. You know, they could have walked it back and maybe gone and tried to get the cavemen, but I don't know. It's totally understandable to just throw yourself into stuff. This one, they probably shouldn't have done, because this came from their cap, but anyway, what were they going to do? All right, and then Ubar expands in the south with this same little setup where he's drawing people in with the archers and having the Jinn knife the back. Coming down to Uruk, who is in first place, I believe, for expansion, slams these Barbs. A pretty big Barb Province. Takes a fair amount of losses. We'll go ahead and watch this one. This is kind of impressive, and the archer's doing a fair amount of work here. And yeah, okay, wow, very close. Archers actually carried it for him there. Yeah, very risky, but you know, in this game mode, you actually don't want troops on your roster when expansion's over. Don't want to be paying that upkeep. All right. They expand over here. So 2 expansions for them. I think that still keeps them in position 1. Yep. So they are looking mighty fine. Calum. They've sent this guy in. It doesn't look like they took this province. Let's see what happens. Doing mirror image. Oh, he has air shield too. He's cast... was that him casting spells? Yeah, he's fatigued himself out. He cast too many spells in his damn script, and now he's going to die because he's mostly because he's fatigued out, but having this big barbarian here hitting him with the greatsword isn't going to help. Because yeah, he's got super high protection, but he's fatigued out. Yeah, that was just a problem in the script. Let's look again at the script and see what he did, so we can fix it for him. Blessing, air shield, mirror image, iron skin, quicken self. Wait. 83. How did he get to 100 so fast? Oh, he's quickened. Okay, yeah, the quicken self was definitely the biggest mistake in this script. Because not only was it extra fatigue to cast it, and he's not a high water mage. So because of that, he's paying full retail for the fatigue cost of the spell. And then also, once you're done casting it, you have way too much encumbrance or fatigue. So he fatigues himself out real quick. Definitely a mistake. I think if he had taken quicken self off, he probably would have won that. The other things are nice, though, and... You know, mirror image is good, too, in this case. So I think, yeah, if you're going to do this, I think you just take off quicken self. Oh, buddy, we missed this from Uruk. From Ur. This, by the way, is what you do not send a Moloch into. So a Moloch, if you look at it, he's a fear protection super combatant, right, with some chaff. But he basically is relying on protection. Problem with that is barbarians are very good against this sort of thing. The other thing the Moloch is doing is trying to snipe the commander in the back. He's doing attack rear. The problem with this strategy against barbarians is the commanders are never in the back. The commanders are always running in with the barbs. So, yeah, this just doesn't work for a lot of reasons. And yeah, he gets knifed here. Well, we'll actually watch him get knifed. Why not? He's not going to last long. Yep. That's why you don't do that. Now, you know, he could have gotten some afflictions. We could go back and check, but we've got capital recuperation on. So he will, as long as he stays in his capital, he will get rid of some of those afflictions. The downside of this, though, is it's, you know, going to slow his expansion down. There's site searching he could have done. And then, in addition, he might have been able to farm some XP stars or something as he continued expansion. So, you know, it is a problem. But anyway, Ur's expansion is still fine. You really don't want to lose your god. And I think we've covered Ubar, so I think we're done with that column. Which brings us now to Arko. So Arko has struck out again. Oh, this is late age Arko. Okay, I was thinking it was early age Arko before for whatever reason. But no, late age Arko. So okay, they've got they're using the heart companions here. It's understandable. Expansion's a little bit tougher with late age. No, I mean you can still expand very well with late age Arko, but it's nothing like early age Arko. So yeah, there we go. Looking pretty good. Coming out. He's getting some more heart companions, so presumably he'll expand again. And, you know, if he gets these 2 provinces and then is able to get these, like if he gets these things here, he'll be fine for this game mode. You know, presumably he's taken Arko, I think, to get the Bronze Colossus God. I believe they have it as an option, so he probably doesn't need a ton of land to kit it out and script it and research. And Arko researches real well, so we'll see. I think this is not ideal, but it's probably okay. We have Hinnom doing Hinnom things without the... Oh, he's finally gotten some carts. Some wagons. Fun wagons. So we'll probably get to see those get used here. You don't really want to... If you run them into Barbs, you need them to hit a flank, and you need some chaff in front, because Barbs will fuck these dudes up. So we'll see how he does it, but it does take some finesse. He might... I think I would probably just skip them and go for easier stuff. And then we have Niflheim finally expanding south, which is good for Hinnom that it's taken them so long. But they are moving out now south. And do they have any other parties? I don't think so. I think that's just it for them. Helheim starting to go a little crazy with the elves. His expansion's really picking up. This probably puts him in the top... Yeah, he must be in the top pack. Oh, not quite, but he's been catching up. He was in the bottom part of the pack, and he's now caught up to position 5. It's okay. He still has some more places to expand to, too. So I think he's going to be in a very nice spot. Over here we have... Well, did we finish this column? We did. And then Macon, we've already covered. So we're at 27 minutes. So I think we'll call it there, and we'll do another turn in the next episode. So see you guys then.